Is the United States housing market finally balanced? This would mean neither sellers nor buyers have the advantage out there in the housing market, that things are relatively equal. And when we take a look at the month supply of inventory, according to Redfin, we're at 3.9 month supply of inventory. So between 4 month supply and 6 month supply of inventory is considered a balanced market. We're basically there. We're at 3.9 months. Now, we have seen this in recent years, but this time it feels much different. The housing market is changing. Yes, some homes are still selling for over list price. That's because there's not much inventory on the market. So when the perfect property hits the market, there might be two or three buyers who are interested in it, and that pushes the price over asking. But more and more homes are reducing their price. More and more sellers are accepting offers under list price. And when we take a look at the data, things appear to be balancing out. So I will say, I would personally say that the housing market is balanced, at least more balanced than what we've seen in the past few years, which makes things difficult for both home buyers and home sellers out there, right? If you're a home buyer and you see the perfect home, that still might sell for over list price, and it's difficult to navigate those situations. And if you're a home seller out there, your home might hit the market, you might get two or three offers on it, but it also might sit for 2 weeks to a month, maybe even 2 months before going under contract. So we're going to get into the stats behind what exactly is happening in the housing market. And we're going to take a look at some recent closed sales to see if homes are selling above list price or below list price, at least in the area where I am here in Vermont. Before we get into it, I wanted to give you a couple tips, whether you're a home buyer or a home seller out there. If you're a home buyer, I would say target homes that have sat on the market for a little while, homes that have been on the market for a week, 2 weeks, even 2 months. Those sellers tend to be more motivated. And particularly when the home is vacant, that'll be the best opportunity. If a home is sitting on the market for 2 months and is vacant, that's the best opportunity for you as a home buyer to get a good deal on a home. Now, if you're a seller out there, I would say be patient. You don't expect that your home is going to sell within the first weekend. It's okay. It's normal. There's nothing wrong with your property. Be patient. If you have it priced correctly, the right buyer will come along and make an offer. Now, as you'll see in the examples of homes that have recently closed, not many buyers are making offers well under list price. Most homes are still transacting around where the home is listed. So if you aren't receiving any offers on your property, that might mean your price too high and it's time to reduce the price. So let's get into it here. Before we do, my name's Liam O'Reilly. I'm a realtor with Jerry Riley Real Estate. If you have any real estate needs, whether in Vermont or anywhere across the country, reach out to me directly. I would be happy to help you. So the first thing we're going to take a look at here is Redfin. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. The month supply, we're at 3.9 month supply of inventory. Now, this is the ratio between home buyers and home sellers. That means with the amount of home buyers that are out there actively submitting offers on properties and getting homes under contract, right? The rate at which transactions are happening, how long at that rate would it take to eat up all of the existing inventory we have on the market? And that 4 month supply is trending towards what would be considered a balanced market. And we can see here the line on this graph is trending straight upwards. Now, we saw this at the beginning of 2024 and the beginning of 2023, and we're beginning to see it as well at the end of 2023. We can see we're way ahead of where things were the end of last year or the year before. So I think things are going to be trending upwards in this direction, again, continuing the more balanced housing market that we're experiencing. Now, when we take a look at median sales price, it's not moving much. Median sales price is up 3.4% year over year. It's down slightly from its peak earlier this summer, but overall, it's trending flat, maybe down slightly, but this is a natural trend that we see happen as we move out of the spring market when there's less home buyers, specifically this year when there's an election, less transactions take place in November and October of election years. So expect sales to go down over the next couple months and potentially prices to trend downwards as less people are selling their homes. Now, when we take a look at the median asking price, we see that it's about $10,000 over what the median sales price is. So people are listing their homes relatively high, which might be the part of the reason why we're seeing homes drop their price. Sellers are still listing their homes aggressively. They're still asking for top dollar. And then when they're not getting it, many of them are dropping their list price. And that's what I'm seeing around here in Vermont. And I believe that's what's happening throughout the housing market as well. Now, when we take a look at obviously the home buyer house payments here are improving, right? Mortgage rates have come down. They've actually ticked up slightly since the Federal Reserve dropped its Fed funds rate. They haven't ticked up drastically. It's only gone up about a tenth of a percentage point. So not a huge change for mortgage rates, but still that just goes to show that when the Federal Reserve actually drops their Fed funds rate, that's not when mortgage rates trend down, right? Mortgage rates are going to predict what the Fed will do and drop rates accordingly. So as we move on to see what else is going on in the housing market, we see more homes are hitting the market. Inventory is up as well, up 16% year over year, and it's down slightly from last month, but it's still, we have a healthy supply of inventory because there aren't many home buyers out there. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention in this video as to why this type of balanced market may feel different than 2019 or 2018, the markets that we've seen in the past, is because there's still not much inventory out there and there aren't many people looking to purchase properties. So we're at a point right now, not where things are in balance, where things are in equilibrium, where everybody who wants to purchase a property has the ability to purchase a property, right? Things are still unaffordable. Prices are high. Mortgage rates are high. There's a lot of people who are forced to rent right now. And at the same time, even though listings are up year over year, they're still down from a historical perspective. So there's not many homes on the market right now, and there aren't many buyers out there. That is what's bringing things into equilibrium. It's not that there's enough homes on the market for everyone who wants to buy them. It's that people can't afford to purchase right now. They're forced to rent. And that's what's causing inventory to build slightly, bringing things more in line with the demand that's out there. Now, if we see demand tick up, an increase, we could see that month supply drop off quickly. Of course, if we saw inventory increase as well, there aren't enough buyers out there at current interest rates and at current prices to keep up with the market. We could see things start to shift into more of a buyer's market. So things could really go either way at this point. My prediction moving into the future is that as rates drop, I think we will see more buyers out there, and I think we will see the housing market start to pick up. I don't think we're going to see a drastic change in median sales price. It's not going to skyrocket like it did the past few years, but with lower rates brings more buyers, which should impact the housing market. Now, I wanted to take a look at what is going on with recent sales around here in Vermont. So these are just some closed sales that took place within the past few days here in Vermont. And I'm just going to pick some at random. So I picked this one at Raven Circle first. So we see listed for $750, they got $740. Take a look over here. This one in Grand Isle, listed for $780, they got $780. This one was a new build. New builds are a little bit unique because if you add upgrades, that goes on to the total price of the home. So it's not necessarily that this home got bid up. Most likely the buyers just added on to what the builder had originally priced in. We take a look here. Montpelier, $695, they got $673. You can see the 3 out of the 4 homes sold for under list price. Here we go. Johnson, $674, they got $650. More and more homes are selling for under list price, but still we are seeing homes sell for over list price as well. Listed for $620, they got $640, right? We're not seeing homes sell for 10%, 20% over list price like we saw during the pandemic. But if a home gets 2 or 3 offers, it will sell for slightly over list price. Now let's scroll on just to give you some more examples as to what's going on in the housing market. Listed for $645, they got $625. Okay, let's take a look at a different price point here in the 400s. Listed for $429, they got $420. Listed for $424, they got $415. Listed for $418, they got $410. Again, slightly under list price. And here we go, slightly over list price. Listed for $398, they got $405. So if you're a seller right now and you're not getting offers on your property, you might need to drop your list price because many buyers are not submitting lowball offers. Now, that being said, 2 of my buyers recently got a home under contract, got 2 separate homes under contract for well under list price. Both of those scenarios were vacant properties that had been sitting on the market for a while. So the homes that 1 are vacant and 2 have been on the market for a long time are the best opportunities to get a good deal because the sellers are no longer living there. They want to sell their home. Maybe it's an estate sale and the kids want the cash from the home. They don't want to hold on to this asset that's burning a hole in their pocket. So they might be willing to let the property go for a relatively good deal. Now, we'll take a look here at some lower priced properties down in, take a look around 300,000 here. So listed for 310, they got 300 up in Swanson. Highgate listed, that was a new build, so a little bit more unique. Condo here listed for 290, they got 295. So again, slightly over. Condo again listed for 270, they got 293. Listed for 290, they got 293. Listed for 295, they got 290. So again, right around list price, not too far above, not too far below. Aside from that one condo and on Bayberry Lane here, 30 grand over, or no, 23 grand over list price, which is pretty significant at this price point. That is about a 10% increase over what they had it listed for, which is an outlier in the current market. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if you're a home buyer out there, target homes that have sat on the market for 2 weeks, maybe 10 days or longer. The longer a home sits on the market, the more negotiable sellers will be on average, right? If you try to lowball a home a few days after it hits the market, the seller most likely won't negotiate with you. They want to get other people into their property. They want to see what the market has to say about their list price and go from there. But if a home's been on the market for 2 weeks, 2 months, then that's a good opportunity to get it for under list price. Again, some sellers aren't negotiable, but that's your best opportunity. And if you're a seller out there, be patient. If you're lucky enough to get multiple offers, use that to your advantage. But if you don't get multiple offers, understand that that's just how the market is. Things are more imbalanced than they have been over the past few years. Less homes are selling for over list price. There's nothing wrong with your property. It's just the way the market is. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Do you agree with my assessment with what's going on overall in the US housing market? I know some markets like Texas and Florida might be more of a buyer's market than up here in Vermont. But overall, the data across the entire country appears to show that we are more in a balanced market. At least that's my perspective. Leave me a comment if you agree or disagree. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.